Now that we've actually got our leave approved, it's a great opportunity for us to actually inventory what we plan to take hunting. I love you! So this is actually a pretty good opportunity for us to show you what I actually take with me hunting, what I put in my hunting bag. First thing, obviously, I have my hunting bag. This is just a old military grade gas mask pouch actually, but attached to it I have my compass. I actually prefer a compass over a GPS because a compass isn't going to have batteries aren't going to die in it. I'm not going to have trouble acquiring satellites. It's just going to get me to where I need to be. Next thing I find in my bag is this first aid kit. First aid kit is always something worth having if you're going to go out in the woods, especially in a hunting type situation. You never know when you may need some bandages or may need something of this caliber, so it's something nice to have. The only thing I've personally added to this first aid kit is I've added a Bic lighter, some matches, and some triple antibiotic ointment. Everything else is pretty standard as you'd pick up a first aid kit at like Walmart or something like that. I have my drag rope with me, and eventually that we do get a deer. I got my rope here to help get it out. I've got my fire starting kit. Now I know I showed you earlier that I had a lighter, but in here I have a magnesium and ferro rod. I also have an old style flint and steel. And eventually that I am in the woods overnight, the ability to start and keep a fire going could actually be the difference between life and death. So I always like to double and sometimes even triple up on my fire starting equipment. Next thing I have in here are my binoculars. Just my typical field glasses. They're easily accessible towards the top of the bag. I can pull them out while I'm out in the field so I can kind of see what's out there with me. I have my flashlight. Now this right here is a LED flashlight. It also has like the black light function on it, so it'll help me track a blood trail if it starts to get dark out. It also has a red lens feature to it, so in the morning and night if I'm actually heading out to the tree stand, it's going to actually produce less light and make me a little less obvious to the game out there. I also carry out a deck of cards. This particular deck of cards has pictures on it and instructions as far as edible plants and vegetables out there. And it's good knowledge to have and to have with you as far as just being out in the field, as far as what plants and are toxic and things like that and which ones are edible. And being a deck of cards, again, if I get in a little bit further, you know, over my head than I like, a deck of cards can actually be a good way to pass time and keep you calm and keep you kind of focused on where you are and what you're doing. Keep you from getting panicked. I also have a little pouch in here. It's a little tinder pouch. It goes with the fire and steel set. It's waterproof, so I can pick up little incidentals as I'm hiking, throw them in here, and it's going to keep them dry for me. I have my bow stringer with me. Since I'm hunting with my recurve bow, I need to be able to unstring that as needed. Of course, my glove, my shooting glove. My bow. Now with my bow, I like to attach my bow quiver. I find it keeps the arrows a little bit quieter as I'm going through the woods, and it keeps the next shot readily available if I need one. I have my field knives in here. This is just a little set of field knives I picked up. It has a caper, a gutting knife, and a skinning knife in it. And it's just a handy little set. It's small enough I can attach to my belt or throw it in the bag. And it's something, a good knife is, you know, worth its weight of gold if you're out there in the field. Speaking of knives, I like to take my machete out with me as well. Eventually, if I have to start tracking a deer and it leads off into a thick brush, you know, I like to be able to get into the brush to pull out the game. This particular machete also has a magnesium rod on it as well for fire starting, and it has a honing stone as well in it. I have my journal, my field notes. Now this serves a couple different purposes. Obviously it has my notes in it that I like to review when I'm out in there, notes on tracking animals, along with my notes of where I've seen game animals in the areas I scout. I also have you know, my notes in here relating to the hunting laws of the areas I'm hunting in. But if push came to shove, all these papers can become tinder as well if I need to get a fire started. Of course, I have my arm guard as well. This is something that's nice to have, especially if I'm hunting in colder weather and I need to bunch up the jacket or shirt I'm wearing so it doesn't catch the string. And I have my arrow repair kit along with some string wax. And that's essentially what I take with me out hunting. So hopefully you found that helpful. If you take something out in the woods that I don't, please share it with us in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.